The video today will be about how to determine the base amount of withholding tax calculation. So if in the same invoice we have withholding taxes and also value added taxes, how can we configure the system to calculate the withholding tax either on the net amount, so before VAT, or on the gross amount after VAT, or only on the tax amount? This video is going to include both the end user demonstration part and also the configuration part. So we're going to see the process before the configuration, then we modify one of the options, and then we see the result of our modification. Welcome to Galal Academy. This is another video in the taxes and withholding taxes playlist. In the previous video, we have seen how to configure the basic withholding tax types and withholding tax codes to post withholding tax at time of payment to be charged either to us or to the supplier. In the video today, we continue the different options available in the configuration of withholding taxes. So I will move on with the demo on my SAP S/4HANA 2025 system. And as a reminder, this is a system that is available to everyone. If you would like to subscribe to the same system I'm using here, you can go to my website, galalconsulting.com/SAP Access, and you will find all the details. Now let's move on with our demo. So in the video today, we are going to play around with the base amount for withholding taxes. In order to make our lives easier, I'm going first to define a withholding tax type and a withholding tax code for invoice posting, so we can see the result immediately when we post an invoice, not at the time of the payment. This will make our testing process much faster. So first, let's go on to the configuration and configure a new withholding tax type and withholding tax code for invoice posting. This will be quick since we already understand the concept, as we have done this in the previous video for the payment posting. It is the same thing. So we go to financial accounting, global settings, then withholding taxes, extended withholding taxes, calculation, withholding tax type. And this time we are going to use the menu define withholding tax type for invoice posting. So we go here. I'm going quicker because this is exactly similar to what we did in the last video. You have to watch the playlist in sequence. So this is our withholding tax type. I have already configured one before the video, so let me show you what is inside. So the withholding tax type I have configured is I1, which is withholding tax at invoice no limit. And if we go inside, so this one has a base amount, net amount, and this is what we are going to modify today in our testing to see the impact of these fields. And rounding rule is the same. Anything else we have here is exactly the same as what we did in the last video. I did not change anything. So we have the post withholding tax amount activated, no accumulation, and no base amount, no minimum maximum for the base amount or for the withholding tax amount. I'm going to save this withholding tax type and let's go back. So this is a new withholding tax type that I defined before this demo. And let me show you also the withholding tax code. So for the withholding tax type I1, I also defined withholding tax codes. So if we go here, for I1, I have defined only one code, 10. This is 10% withholding tax at invoice, no limit on vendor. So if you go inside, so this one has the base amount of 100%. So the base amount for calculating withholding tax is 100% of the value. And the post indicator, very important. This is 1, which means it is charged to the supplier. So the amount of the withholding tax will be deducted from the supplier account. And then we have the withholding tax rate, 10%. This is very important, the post indicator. So now when we are going to test with the invoice posting for the supplier, we're going to see immediately that the value of withholding taxes is being deducted from the supplier amount. We will see this together in the demo later in this video. So this is our withholding tax code. It has a rate of 10%. Let's go back. And then the following steps are exactly the same as we did before. So we have to assign it to our company code. So let's go out of calculation. We go to company code, assign withholding tax types to company code. So if we go here to AG60, so AG60 is now assigned to our withholding tax type I1 and also to P1 from the previous video. So this is the assignment. So now this withholding tax type is created and activated in our company code. The following step is to add it into our supplier master data. I'm not going to define any other GL accounts because we did in the last video, and the GL accounts we assigned were generic for all tax types and tax codes. So the same GL accounts we used in the last time will also be used for posting today. So let's go to the supplier master data /O business partner. And our supplier is 20,000. The withholding tax data is in the supplier financial rule. So you go to FI vendor rule and then go to company code, supplier withholding tax data. So here we have P1, which we used in the last video, and I also added I1. This is what we are going to test today. So first of all, you can see here that I have deactivated the P1 tax code or tax type. I do not want this for our testing today, so it is deactivated, which means it will not be applied. So even though we have this tax code 5 here, because it's not checked as subject, it will not have any impact in the demo today. I have also added I1 with our tax code 10, and this one is subject. So our demo today is going to show us the impact of this tax code. This is it for the master data. Now let's go on and start playing around with the different configurations we have. So I will open a new screen and start posting a supplier invoice, FB60. Now we insert our supplier code 20,000 and the invoice date is 23/07/2026. Reference is test 3. And then here we insert the amount. I'm going to use 12,000 this time. It will make it easier for us to calculate things. Calculate tax. And here I'm going to choose V3. So this is 20% input tax. And this is what is different in the demo today. So we are adding value-added taxes to our invoice. Then we insert our GL account, 310. Amount is also 12,000. We insert the cost center, G1000. And we are good to go. So this is our supplier invoice. We can click on simulate now to see the impact. But before we proceed, I'm going to show you a shortcut so we can accelerate our testing later, because we are going to post multiple supplier invoices today, or to simulate multiple times the supplier invoice every time we change the configuration. So I'm going to save this layout of the accounting entry. So next time when we come here, we can easily load it without having to insert every time the GL account and the amount and so on. To do this, I will go here to tree on. And here we have account assignment templates. So this is something we can use, any user can use to save the layout of an accounting entry to make it easier for entry in the future. So I'm going to right click here and save account assignment template. Let's call this one withholding tax value added taxes AG. So this is the name of our account assignment template. Click on continue. Now it has been saved, and in the future we can easily double click here and this will load automatically the GL account, the cost center, and the amount. So let's close now this tree and simulate the accounting entry. Here we have a credit to our supplier for 11,000. We have a debit to cleaning services 10,000, a debit to the input VAT for 2,000, and withholding tax payable for 1,000. Let's understand the details. So first, we inserted 12,000 in the invoice. So the supplier has sent us an invoice for 12,000 euros. This includes the service of 10,000 plus 20% VAT. So we should pay 12,000 euros. But because we have withholding taxes of 10%, that is applicable to the net amount. We have a withholding tax payable of 1,000. How is 1,000 calculated? 1,000 is 10% from the cleaning services, 10,000. So the value added tax, the 2,000, is not included in the base amount for withholding taxes. This is why we have 1,000, which is 10% of the service 10,000. And the total we are going to charge the supplier, or the total we are going to pay to the supplier, is 11,000. So this is our first example. Now let's post this accounting entry. So this is our first example. If we go here to document display, it is going to be the same as our simulation. Okay. Now let's switch to our configuration, change the withholding tax base amount configuration, and then come back and repost the same exact invoice and see what is the difference in calculation. So let's switch. And here I will go to calculation, withholding tax type, invoice posting, go to our type I1. And this time I'm going to choose gross amount. So the example we just did was net amount, which is the amount for the cleaning service without including the value added tax. This time I'm going to use gross amount. Let's save. and switch back to our invoice, and we are going to post the same invoice again. Another shortcut that can accelerate our testing, since we already posted this one, is to use transaction FBR2. So this copies exactly the same accounting entry that we have here, and this is the one that we just posted. So let's press enter, and here we can see that all the data is already inserted. So instead of 3, I'm going to use 4. And we have exactly the same thing. We have a credit to the supplier 12,000. We have cleaning services 10,000. Now let's go here to document, simulate, and we can see a simulation of our accounting entry. You can already see the numbers are different. So this is the same example. We have 10,000 cleaning services, 2,000 value-added taxes, but this time we are posting only 10,800 to the supplier, and we are posting 1,200 withholding taxes. So the withholding tax value is higher than the previous example. Why? Because this time it is being calculated on the gross amount, which is the service plus the value-added tax. So this is 12,000, 10%, this makes 1,200. So now we understand how to control the system configuration to calculate withholding taxes only on net amount or on gross amount. Which one you should use in your project depends on the local legal requirements, because withholding taxes are very legal. So you have to understand what is the requirement on your side, and then you activate the correct option. Let's see the final example for today, which is calculating withholding taxes only on the value added taxes amount. So I'm going to post this accounting entry, and let's go back to our configuration. And this time, so we have the screen directly, and this time I'm going to choose tax amount. So the withholding taxes will be calculated only on the tax amount. Let's save, go back. So again, I'm using FBR2 to post exactly the same document that we just posted. So I insert the document number here, which comes automatically. I can press enter, and SAP copies exactly the same values. So this will be test 5. And now you see we have cleaning services for 10,000, the supplier for 12,000. We have other lines for 2,000. This is the value added tax. We go here to document, simulate, and here we have a simulation of our accounting entry. You can see again the numbers are different. So withholding tax payable this time is only 200 because it's calculated only on the value added taxes, which is 2,000 multiplied by 10%. This gives us 200, and this is our withholding taxes. The cleaning service and VAT have the same value, and the customer vendor, we have 11,800 here instead of 10,000 or 11,000 because of the calculation of withholding taxes. And this is it for the demo of today. I hope you enjoy this kind of videos where I show the process before and the process after, and we change the configuration. Let me know in the comments what you think, and also let me know in the comments what other features in withholding taxes you want me to explain and demonstrate. There are many other videos like this one on this playlist for withholding taxes, and also in the other playlists that are only available to the channel members. So if you are not a channel member, you will not be able to see these videos. If you would like to join us in the channel membership, you can go to my channel on YouTube. So youtube.com/@AbdullahGalal/join, and you will find all the details. So the channel membership program gives you access to member exclusive videos on YouTube. Also it gives you access to member exclusive documents and a private Slack community where you can chat with me and the other members of the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video. Subscribe to the channel, share it with your connections. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.